Papa Victor established on the beam. Corey the out-of-marker inbound. Papa Victor on the rail. Roger out.
Right, keep it through the dip over crest and long flat wide opens. 80, middle over flat crest, 80 early flat, 6 right over crest through the dip, 80, flat 6 left over crest, over jump and long 6 left Brady stay middle cab, right 5 left.
And it seems that these two proverbs just came in handy for this year's Safari Rally event. After almost 2 decades in the cold, Safari Rally, the toughest and greatest rally in the world, is set to be back on the WRC calendar. This year's Safari Rally, dubbed Safari to WRC, was the first step towards a WRC comeback. Government of Kenya, through the Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, has set up 2 committees that will spearhead this project and see that this celebrated and prestigious event attains the WRC status by 2020.
This project, first and foremost, a project for Kenya. It is a project for Africa. And we are there to make sure that our country, Kenya, is able to preserve its heritage.
The government is fully committed, the government is behind you, so that we can show that it is not just the Department of Sports, but also the whole government standing with you because we share in your dream.
The Fédération Internationale de Automobile FIA President Jean Todt visited Kenya to kick off the project and was impressed by the efforts being put in by the Kenyan government, a marked improvement compared to 3 years ago. He pledged his support in ensuring the Safari to WRC dream is achieved.
So today is very important because we are making big plans on rallying, on safety on the road in your country, and if you want to achieve it, you will be able to achieve it.
This Safari Rally edition saw 36 drivers from 5 countries participate, with drivers from Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda aiming to garner as many points as possible to top up the Africa Rally Championship. We have all the highlights, all the interviews,
small adventures like our exhaust fell off, our starter motor sometimes doesn't work, the window doesn't close. It's a Safari Rally, we're having a lot of fun.
and every angle covered as usual. This is the 66th edition of the Safari Rally. As tradition has it, the cars were flagged off at the Kenyatta International Convention Center by the Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa and WRC promoter Olivia Siesla, who had this to say.
From our side, both to the government and to you, Phineas, we want to express our commitment, our desire. We have the joint wish, and we will join forces with you, and we will give you all our support to make this important project happen as soon as possible.
Hope and excitement filled the air. Everyone was thirsty to prove themselves in the first and only stage of the day. to the continued heavy rainfall in the days leading up to the rally, the Aberdare stage, which was to be the first, was cancelled and replaced with the Kidong stage, which had initially been planned as the second last stage of the 3-day shakedown. It was going to be a very wet rally. First on the road was the Cabras rally team of Onka Rai and Gareth Dorr in a feisty Skoda Fabia R5. They were caught up in the water splash and lost some crucial seconds. However, they were the first to stop the clock at the benchmark time of 18 minutes and 48 seconds.
There was a long water splash that we got caught out on quite badly. We lost a lot of time. But we're still lying third, so we should have some better lines and it should be a lot quicker.
But Nakuru-based rally driver Carl Tundo, being navigated by his all-time navigator Tim Jessup in the Mitsubishi Evolution 10 R4, flashed through the 31-kilometer stage and crossed the flying finish in 18 minutes and 26 seconds, a full 22 seconds quicker. The duo holds 4 Safari Rally wins to their name, and if all went well, this was going to be their 5th Safari Rally win.
Yeah, good. The car's going well, Tim's going well. I seem to be on form, so fingers crossed.
However, the reigning Africa Rally champion Manvir Barian was ready to cross swords and have none of it. In yet another aggressive Skoda Fabia R5, and with Drew Sturrock calling the notes, the team shied off the top position by just 1.9 seconds.
It was a challenging stage, lots of water splashes, and I think you probably saw the picture, the headlight falling off. But yeah, other than that, it was a good stage. Yeah.
The trio of Tundo, Onka and Manvir already made it clear that they would be the ones to beat, with the rest painstakingly trying to chase them down. 2016 Safari Rally champion Jassi Chatti was initially set to sweep the road, but was pushed to 13th position last minute due to some technical issues. He, however, showed his prowess in the game, and by the end of the stage was hanging 27 seconds behind the leader, making him settle for the 4th position in his Mitsubishi Evolution 10.
Felt I could go much quicker had it been a little bit in the front, but yeah, anyway, we ended up a good finish, ending up 4th quickest in the stage, which was good.
Sliding in at number 5 was Baldev Chaga, with 31 seconds separating him from the leader. Uganda's Jas Bangat and Joseph Kamia were behind Carl Tundo by a minute. Evo 10s dominated the top 10 list, and that of Birdie Randip from Tanzania came in at number 7. The only Subaru to secure a top 10 finish, gassed by Eric Bengi, navigated by Tuta Mionki, slid in at number 8, a minute and 51 seconds behind Tundo. Coming in at number 9 and 10 were youngster Dilraj Chatte and Fahaz Khan, with over 2 minutes 6 seconds and 2 minutes 14 seconds behind the leader respectively. Sadly, in his Mitsubishi Evo 10 and being navigated by James Mwangi, youngster rally driver Karan Patel was flying literally, and at 15 kilometers into the stage, they forgot a caution to divert left, and Karan went flat out into the huge rocks and mud. This saw them drop out of the event prematurely. Bitterly, Elvis had left the building and it was time to go home. Early days, but with a tough and tricky stage under the belt, it was the name of Carl Tundo that topped the standings, just 1.9 seconds ahead of defending Africa Rally champion Manvir Barian. Onka was 22 seconds back, and the best of the rest rounded up the top 10. As the sun was setting, the cars parked for the overnight park permit at Sopa Lodge in Naivasha. This was a shakedown, and those who hadn't woken up, then day 2 was not going to be any easier. 144 kilometers of some of the toughest roads awaited them at Elementaita and Soisambu Conservancy. Day 2 threw the crews out in the bush. The first stage was the 18.75 kilometer Soisambu stage, followed by 25 kilometers of the magnificent Sleeping Warrior stage, and lastly the 28 kilometer Elementaita stage, originally known as the Dust Place. The grip for the top position kept on swapping between the Skodas and the Evo 10 of Tunda, who led the first stage. Onka Ride led the second stage and Manvir Barrian the third. Jas Mangat started off well and managed 4th position by the end of stage 1. In the second stage, things got thick for the Ugandan crew and gravity pulled them down to 6th position. As if that wasn't enough, they hit a rock in the third stage and swung all the way to position 16 after losing over 3 minutes.
The car seems to be okay after the last service. I think the boys put it all back together, so we look forward to the next 3 stages.
Baldev Chaga and Ravi Soni were also dancing to the tune of setbacks and mishaps. Their Mitsubishi Evo 10 lacked the turbo boost power. Luckily, their position was not in danger.
We're trying really hard to just keep it going and pushing as much as we can with the kind of problem we have to just keep in touch with the guys ahead.
Reading from the same script was Tanzania's Birdie Randy, being navigated by Gurvinder Singh. They knew very well the safari points counted heavily towards their ARC championship race and pushed to the maximum. Unfortunately, the oil pump cracked, siphoning a few minutes from their record.
We'll continue to push and hopefully we can improve our position and bring Tanzania right up there.
Jassi Chate and James Morgan were smoothly running, and their Evo 10 was holding on well. In the 3 stages, they were recording good times that kept them at the top 5. Like a plague, Fahaz Khan and Kashif Sheikh avoided trouble and kept it neat, running in a Mitsubishi Evo 10.
Very good safari. In the morning it was wet, so we just drove steady and it's been good, you know.
Eric Bengi, sitting in with top-notch female navigator Tuta Mionki, pushed the aged Subaru Impreza to cut through the Evos and clinch a top 10 finish. Tunda used his experience wisely to still be leading the pack after the 3 tough and fast stages. He, however, couldn't be comfortable since the Skodas, better known as the Little Doo-Doos, were just 33 seconds behind. Finishing in second place were the Skoda Fabias of Manvir and Onka, who came out of the stage tied together like cheese and wine. Coming in at number 4 was Baldev Chaga and Ravi Soni, with Jassi Chate in a comfortable 5th position. The only team left flying the Tanzania flag high was that of Birdie Randy, and at number 6, they were not badly off. However, a solid 5 minutes and 10 seconds stood between him and the top. Fahaz Khan finished at number 8, with Eric Bengi making sure Subarus were well represented at number 9, and summing up the top 10 list were Amar Haq and Victor Okundi.
We are trying to maintain our pace because so far we are surviving. We are doing 10th, so we want to maintain that pace. We are trying to maintain that pace.
Outside the top 10 in his newly acquired Subaru Impreza GVB from the reigning ARC champion Manvir Barian, Duncan Mubiru Okikankane, as he's commonly known, came in at number 11, having been stamped a 5 minutes penalty on his back.
Abawagizi mwenna bazze neyanziza nnyo okujja mubere cool tugenda kukwata ekifo kirungi.
Mahesh Halai and Ketan Halai, driving a Subaru Impreza, settled for position 12 after this first loop.
Yeah, going well, except this stage it's quite slippery in some place, so we're just taking it easy. We don't want to damage the car.
Car number 18 of Minesh Rathod and Shamir Yusuf were in 13th, a fantastic position after all the challenges they'd gone through.
Yeah, we broke a rear shaft, we had 2 punctures, drove on puncture, 2 flats. Yeah, so still keeping up. Lost a dry shaft, had no traction, but part of the game.
Having gone into a tree through a mud hole and slightly damaging the front bumper, the beautiful Subaru Impreza of Akif Barani and Ansar Bhatti were now 14th placed.
Second and third stage of today are quite fast. First one's a bit slippery, but let's hope it's dried up now.
Holding it down at position 15 was a handicapped driver Nikhil Sachania, sitting in with Alfie Khan in a Mitsubishi Evolution 10. Mombasa-based rally driver Piero Canobia, navigated by Silvia Frigo, was 16th placed overall after a 5 minutes penalty. Leading the S-Class, the crew of Pui Soanjit and Adnan Din in their Subaru Impreza N10 were in an impressive 17th position. Richard Arrowsmith and Roger Midwood were second in the S-Class, driving a Ford Escort MK1 and in 19th position. Moez Malik and Stephen Jenga were third in this class. Jeff Mays and his navigator Jamie McTavish in their Land Rover held the pole position in the SPV class.
It's been good. Small adventures like our exhaust fell off, our starter motor sometimes doesn't work, the window doesn't close. It's the Safari Rally, we're having a lot of fun.
In the classic car class, all the way from Ireland, husband and wife crew of Matt and Catherine Shinners. Shinners' previous experience includes a one-off outing in the World Rally Championship New Zealand Rally in 2006, where he finished 23rd in his class and 35th overall in a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6.
Yeah, it's been good driving the Escort. It's challenging. We've had a bit of a misfire from the start of the event, so we just sucked it up and just dealt with what we had and drove around and got a finish.
I mean, growing up with watching the WRC in here, the Safari rallies, and to actually get a bit of the magic for yourself, that's amazing. It doesn't matter what country you come from, it's still great.
Darren Miranda and Wayne Fernandez were leading in the two-wheel drive class by the end of the first loop in their Subaru Impreza. The Toyota Corolla car number 54 of Sarit and Harrier Shah were more than 3 minutes behind the two-wheel drive leader Miranda. The title car breaker would not just sit back and let the crews have fun. The spirits were hungry and thirsty, meaning it was time for some sacrifice. And true to this, the loop tactically consumed a total of 7 teams one by one. First to be gobbled up were the Subaru Impreza N10s of Osman Abdullahi, navigated by Edwin Jaroge, followed by that of Lovejoy Singh, sitting in with celebrated female navigator Lynette Ayuko. The Channas, Jasmit and Ravinda in their Mitsubishi Evo 10 were also not spared. And as if that wasn't enough, Tanzania's Ahmed Huey in a Ford Fiesta Proto, navigated by Gavin Lawrence, were next to hit the door. The curtain came down for Charles Hinga and Tony Gishohi in their Toyota Run-X. They were actually leading the two-wheel drive class until their Run-X cried enough and retired. Also kissing the event goodbye were Dilraj Chate and Riaz Ismail in their Mitsubishi Evo 10. Finally, a chance to clean up all the dirt and mud at the Soisambu Service Park, and it was time for the drivers to reflect on the Safari Rally Championship battle.
Well, we are a little bit disadvantaged driving a much older car, but I'm happy that the pace is not bad. Just need to improve on a few things and we'll be there.
Well, let's see. It's very tricky with the rain and wet. Of course, it's going to be a flat-out approach. But yeah, let's hope. It's a long day today, and let's hope for the best.
Unfortunately, the Skoda Fabia of the reigning ARC champion Manvir Barian was in trouble. The water pipe had burst and caused the engine to overheat in the previous stage. By the time he got to the service park, the issue could not be fixed. It was a sad exit for the champion, who was a strong top contender in this race.
A good event. We're enjoying ourselves. I think we were also in contention for the win. Yeah, sad we couldn't get to the end.
With the defending ARC champion Manvir Barian's painful exit, the battle was now between the team's trio of Onka, Tundo and Boldev as Loop 2 commenced. Onka, in the only Skoda left in the race, pushed to the maximum and easily won stages 5 and 7, closing the gap between him and Carl by a record 11 seconds. Flash Tundo knew his position was at stake. Forward ever, backward never, I suppose, was his motto, because he outstandingly won the second loop, making him Day 2's overnight leader. So far, he had excellently led the park since Day 1. Chaga was elevated to a comfortable third place after Manvir's untimely exit. He, however, had a long 2 minutes and 46 seconds wait to the top position. Jassi Chate, sitting in with James Morgan for their third outing, were doing very well in the first stage of the second loop. They were third quickest in the stage, with only 24 seconds separating them with the stage's winner, Onka Rai. However, the 2016 KNRC and Safari Rally champion was eager to trample his mastery on the final results leaderboard. Unfortunately, luck seemed to depart the crew when the Evo 10 experienced mechanical problems. It was the end of the race for them. The carrots had cooked. Uganda's Jas Mangat now easily slid into fourth position, 9 minutes and 18 seconds from Tundo. In his first ever Safari Rally event, the former Tanzanian rally champion Birdie Randip was now in a commendable 5th position compared to 11th place when the event started. Mwari Wathika, Kenya's top female navigator Tuta Mionki, was added again, showing her prowess in the second loop by calling the notes precisely to her teammate Eric Bengi, which saw them jump from position 9th to 6th overall. At position 7 was Oil Libya's Mitsubishi Lancer of Fahaz Khan, commonly known as Fuzzy in the racing circles. Uganda's Duncan Mubiru and his co-driver Subuka Musa were still fighting their way up in their Subaru Impreza GVB 13. This loop forced two ARC champions, Jassi Chate and Manvir Barian, to bow out of the rally, and it was like a hide-and-seek game for Onka and Tundo as they both fought to emerge the fastest, but as luck would have it, Flash maintained the lead. Onka was 22 seconds behind as Day 2 came to a close. Boldev Chaga and Ravi Soni, though 2 minutes behind, were in third position. Sneaking in at number 8 was Duncan Mubiru, and a steady run by Mahesh Halai placed him at number 9 position, and Akif Varani rounded off the top 10 positions. By the end of day 2, only 24 cars out of 36 were left to fight the next day. For the top 2 drivers, their battle hung by a thread, as anything and everything could change how the leaderboard looked. Day 3, and so on to the third and final leg. With 208 kilometers of competitive distance already down, it was the last 31.5 kilometers Kidong route, which was in fact the exact same route that was ran on day 1. However, Safari Rally is always unpredictable and full of surprises. Carl Tundo and Tim Jessup couldn't dare blink. Every millisecond mattered. They also had to keep their eyes fixed on the prize. History was in the making, and if all went well, he was going to bag a record 5th Safari Rally title. Carl Flash Tundo knew that the Skoda Fabia man was fast and furiously coming for the victory, so he drove like he's never done before. Charging through this last stage like a crazy man. Amid wildebeest coming his way,
he got it! Oh God, he nearly got it!
impeccably he led the stage he had led since day 1 and finished in 18 minutes and 13 seconds, a full 13 seconds faster than his time on day 1. The message was absolutely clear.
22 seconds, but I think he should be in by now, so super happy, really happy.
Skoda's hopes now rested on Onka Rai after the defending ARC champion Manvir Barian bowed out of the race. With a 22-second gap, a foot on the gas, every second gained would be like a magic wand to cast away problems. Rai was determined to bag his first ever Safari Rally win. He put all his eggs in one basket to overtake the overnight leader. Unfortunately, the Skoda Fabia R5 cruised over a brow, hit a bank at high speed, and nosedived before coming to a halt. The accident saw his navigator Gareth Dawes' back seriously judded. The rally was immediately stopped, and a medical evacuation helicopter flew in on time and airlifted him to Nairobi Hospital. Gareth is now recuperating, but will be out of racing for the remainder of the season. Carl Tunder received the bittersweet news from rally officials.
Unfortunately for Onka, It's rallying. I feel for him. I really do. It's bittersweet, this win, because I was hoping we'd have 3 of us on the podium.
Baldev Chaga had a dramatic finish. The Cabras team was, however, happy to have made it out of the stage, still in a good position, despite the setbacks.
We drove, I think, about 10 k's on that puncture, thinking we'll make it to the end, but we eventually had to stop, and the puncture change turned out to be a bit of a disaster. Okay, luckily we got going, and then the handbrake had jammed on. And like, what's happening? Suddenly, right in the last 4 kilometers, like, so just pushed it, got to the end, and we're still luckily 50-something seconds ahead of the car that was behind us, just Mangat.
Duncan Mubiru was also caught up in an unlucky situation on the stage when he hit a stone, and then this happened. Luckily, the crew were unhurt, and the spectators who were around helped put him back on the road to continue with the race. He finished 8th in this stage and 7th overall.
It was not good at all. It was too mad and unfortunate. I lost. I feel okay because I finished the rally well enough. As long as I finish, I don't want anything. I'll do the repairs.
Foreign drivers Jas Mangat and Randeep Singh came out of the stage in respectable 3rd and 4th positions respectively.
I didn't expect it to be that good, but yeah, I mean, we kept our pace, we kept going through, and we didn't do anything over, and we had a clean run. Basically, we had some drama yesterday, but apart from that, we had a clean run. The car was totally fine, and the crew, everyone, they made it happen for us.
After 8 grueling stages, a large victory margin of Carl Flashtunda over Baldev Chaga. Baldev Chaga and Ravi Soni nursed their Cabras Mitsubishi Evo 10 and came in at number 2. Jas Mangat and Joseph Kamia clinched at 3rd position. Another foreigner to finish at number 4 was Tanzania's Randeep Singh and Gurvinder Singh. And position 5 was bagged by the indigenous and Menengai-sponsored team of Eric Bengi and Tutu Mionki. The best result they've had in a safari event. 22 cars out of 36 crews finished the rally, making every result a victory.
Eric Bengi, how do you feel finishing the Safari Rally 2018?
That way. It feels very great, and I'm actually happy that we are recording the kind of times that we are recording. Great navigation from the lady navigator. I'm so proud of her. Today she was just singing to me, and I got into the rhythm and I was just humming to myself. Such a great run. I'm very happy.
Good to be representing the women in the sport, and hopefully we can have more women come back. I'm excited. I'm sure it can't show right now, but deep inside I'm really excited.
Great competition from handicapped driver Nikhil Sachania, who finished 11th overall, just 35 minutes behind the leader.
It's our best finish for the safari, and yeah, it feels really good. Yeah, it's been a tough 3 days, but we're here.
Pui Singh came in at 12th overall position, winning the S-Class category.
It went all in all. Bit rough, but managed a good finish. Happy with that.
In the two-wheel drive category, Darren Miranda won this class by just 27 minutes ahead of Sarit Shah.
It was very, very enjoyable for me. And winning the safari obviously is something that has been a childhood dream.
And it was time for the organizers and WRC officials to reflect on this successful event.
We are in the process that we are not deciding all alone. We will sit together with the teams at the next occasion, which is Rally Corsica, and tell them what we have seen. It is not a secret, we liked what we have seen, so there was good, the foundation for building up on this to go to the next step, which could be a candidate event, and then from there to go to a proper WRC event in 2020 is what we like to do together with you and your team, and this is what we are working for.
I want to reiterate government's commitment, because as it has been said here, the minister was not able to come. He is in Cuba representing this country together with the president. But he has sent his assurance and said that whatever this committee requires in order to be able to put Kenya in the right position in the global motorsport, we will be able to do that. And I think I want to also assume the president and the entire government will work to ensure that that indeed is a possibility, and indeed it will come to fruition, as we have said.
And this is what it's all about. The sweet taste of victory champagne and the historic Safari Rally podium. And what a time for Uganda's Just Mangat to taste it.
Just Mangat, Uganda!
It's wonderful. I think it's a proud moment for Uganda. A lot of our fans took the journey, came all the way down, and I think celebrations tonight.
Second was not what Boldev had in mind, but it was still a good result for the two-time Safari Rally champion.
Feels good, feels very good. First is always better, but Flash has driven extremely well, even under the pressure he didn't buckle, so congratulations to him.
And a very dominant performance by Carl Flash Tundo, who led from flag to flag and made history, clinching his 5th Safari Rally title, a record he now shares with the great Safari legend Shekhar Mehta.
People will say the old ones are more relevant, but in the end of the day, Safari is Safari, and I'll take it. It's in the record books.
Yeah, I don't think it's sort of comparable to the Safaris of old, but a win is a win. Yeah, now number 5, so I think we've equaled Shekhar Mehta's wins of 5. So yeah, really happy. Hasn't sunk in yet, but I'm sure it will.
Congratulations to the organising committees who made sure the event ran as a WRC event, and well done to every crew who took part in this World Rally Championship project. We hope Kenya gets the go-ahead to run a WRC candidate event next year. From all of us, it's a wrap. Till 2019, I'm Sean Carter-Villas.
Don't look at the camera. You look at the camera, you fail. Like, why are you doing it again? You'll fail. Don't look at the Kabisa. That's secondary. Her. So you got to take it easy on him. It's his first time. So, all right, let's go.
I think I did pretty well. He navigated quite well as well. I'm pretty proud of him. No mess ups.
Great ride.
Great ride, you know. That car, man, I'm so proud of that car, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, getting on in the ages, but still going. I've decided when Ian retires, I'll retire.
Give me a thumbs up and congratulations.
Thank you very much for everyone who organised.